Well, a lot of people are saying they're done with The Brutalist.
Yeah.
I love these. Do you like these transitions?
Yeah, no, you got your A game today.
All right. So AI game, rather, because the movie is receiving backlash after admitting to using AI in the film. Apparently, the editors revealed that that they used AI tools from Respeecher to improve the authenticity of the Hungarian dialogue that Adrian Brody and Felicity Jones were speaking or using. Did this cross your mind, or did you even notice at all?
I didn't notice. I mean, he sounded very good.
You don't speak Hungarian.
I don't know. I have not. I'm hoping to go there sometime. I'd love to go to Budapest, but no. I'm not fluent. No.
Yeah. So was there nothing? Nothing raised a red flag for you?
No. It's not something I would have ever considered, and I think it was. I don't want to sit here and act like I'm sitting up on this holy high horse and all that, but it was a little disheartening to hear that because, Adrian Brody gave one of my favorite performances of the year, and I thought would have probably been my pick to be best actor this year. But when you think about acting and what makes a good performance, like that's part of it. I'm not going to sit here and he has to have a perfect Hungarian accent. I think it would have been better in a way, but obviously I don't know how it sounded before they added that effect, but I think it does take away from that when you consider like this is supposed to be the best performance of the year and they had to use AI to fix that. I'm shocked that they even admitted this before like award season was over because I mean, with the way that, like, you think about the SAG strikes and the writer's strikes, about how AI was such an important part of that, like, that's probably not going to sit the right way with a lot of voters for the Academy Awards.
Yeah, unless so there are a couple of things in my mind. One, maybe Adrian Brody and Felicity Jones had no idea they were going to do that, so maybe they tried their best, they studied the language, and maybe they got as close as possible. But then the director or somebody said, it sounds like Dick Van Dyke doing a British accent, and so let's do it. And then, or two, did they know that going in? Just saying like, oh, you don't have to put it too much effort. Focus on the emotion and not so much the language because we're just going to overdub that or fix it in post. So. Yeah. And
I did see actually something interesting in doing research for this, but apparently, what's the name of the AI thing again? It's
Respeecher.
Apparently, Respeecher was also used in another Oscar-nominated film, Emilia Perez. Apparently, it was used to help improve the vocal range of the main actress, who's was it Carla Sofia Gascon, I believe is her name. Apparently, they used that to improve her vocal range because her vocal range was a little limited, which like also is a little like. It's a musical. Like the whole point of being in a musical is, is being able to sing. You know, and if they were using that to improve how it sounds, I mean, it's just like it's just more AI creeping into art now.
See, that one I'm a little just gut reaction, a little less annoyed just because there's auto-tune that makes voices better.
That's true.
But if you're using AI to do that, then then you're getting into some gray area. Yeah. Another thing about Emilia Perez, what's it called?
Emilia Perez.
Emilia Perez. It's also getting flack because I heard that they used Google Translate, like just Google Translate to translate English into Spanish so they could read it. And everyone knows it doesn't translate that well.
I would have gotten kicked out of school for doing that in Spanish class. Let me tell you that much.
Because writing for Spanish is different than speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious of how that came about because I've heard that people in Mexico who've watched it, they're not fans of it because of just the way it was made. Apparently they didn't shoot in Mexico, they filmed elsewhere. And so it's a lot of interesting shenanigans, I'm calling it.
And I assumed that it was a Mexican movie, but then the Golden Globes rolls around and they're thanking this guy named, I think is Jacques. I'm like,
it's
and
French.
Then it's French.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, I know that a lot of people from Mexico were not happy with the movie. I know a lot of people in the trans community are not happy about the movie. I know a lot of people that like musicals are not happy about the movie. So I'm just kind of like, how did we get to this point? I don't want to jump ahead, but it got how many Oscar nominations?
13. It's leading
that's insane.
Yeah, we'll get into it more, but it's leading the charge, and the internet is ablaze and angry over this, considering who did not get nominated for incredible films. But this is just again, just going back to the Brutalist really quick. This could be the future unless it gets so much backlash that they don't try to do it again.
Yeah, I think the fact that we've already seen it now in 2 of the Oscar-nominated Best Picture movies, I can't imagine that it will go away, unfortunately. But I think in the future, I feel like people might be a little more accepting of it, or at least they might turn a blind eye to it. But right now, in like the really contentious AI market that we're in, with particularly with like artists looking at it, it could be it would not surprise me if this impacted a lot of Academy voters when it comes down to vote, and they might miss out on some things they probably would have been a lock for.
Well, they've lost my vote if I were to vote for the SAG Awards.